What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. In today's episode, Byron Stoddard came on the episode of the Business Breakthrough in 2021, to my surprise. And he is back at it again, wanting to get that painting business started. And it looks like this time around he's going to do it. So, great episode. I enjoyed chatting with him. I think he's got all the intangibles. It's just a matter of putting some things into play, some things into action. So if you are on the fence about starting a business or you already own one, this is going to be a great episode for you because we're going to hammer some principles, some strategy, and always a great time in the business breakthrough. So thank you. Last thing, those of you that are on the fence about jumping on with a business breakthrough with me, get off the fence. Come on, let's get you in and let's hammer out some strategy in your business. There is a link to book that below in the description of this podcast. Enjoy. Contractors all over the world are wanting more time, more freedom, more impact. The way we do this is through implementing systems, processes, standards. Welcome to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. Here we hit business strategy, coaching, mindset, motivation, the tools you need for success. So strap in, listen up, and get ready to grow on the Contractor Secrets Podcast. What's up, guys? I'm here with Byron. This is round 2 to my surprise. He just informed me 2 years ago he was on a business breakthrough, so search for that. What's up, man? Happy to have you. You were just kind of giving me a little brief of what's been going down. You were going to start a business, and then you actually started a business, but it wasn't a painting business. You went into doing handyman. Are you still in Colorado?
Yeah, I'm still in Boulder. This past week, I've kind of been rebranding and transitioning all of my pages and everything to
Okay.
painting only because it's been a disaster, dude. The estimating, the logistics of trying to change a doorknob one day and then the next day I get a call to remodel the bathroom. It's
Yeah.
just I've been all over the
Let
place.
someone else do it.
Yeah, exactly. Right, right.
I
Um,
mean, it's one of those things, man. Okay. So you learned the lesson of niching down, right? What are some
yeah,
challenges aside from the logistics that you ran into of just I'm assuming cash flow was probably one of them, right?
big one. Yeah, estimating cash flow for sure.
Were you doing all the work?
Myself. Yep.
Yeah. It's hard to
Yep.
find help if there's so many things that you do, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you don't know, that's difficult. So we know the challenges of handyman. That's probably not why you're here. I think you get that. But what's the plan?
All right, so basically interior and exterior.
Okay.
One of the big problems I'm facing, I guess it's more of a mentality thing, is that it's fall. I'm in Colorado, so the snow is going to be coming soon. We get a
Okay.
lot of days of sunshine, so I don't
Okay.
think that's going to be a huge issue, but I'm kind of
Okay.
worried about getting started at this time of the year.
I mean, you just can't do exteriors. Inside of the houses are always open, you
Yeah,
know.
okay.
Not only that, you could do cabinets and you could do interior painting.
Yep.
There's always going to be a market for cabinets, especially because that cuts your competition in half,
Hmm.
and I think it's smart to build an interior first business up there. So getting
Yep.
through the winter isn't much of a headache. You have a lot of different types of companies out there, in Boulder. First of all, it's extremely competitive. I think Colorado is the painting capital of the United States. I really do. I mean, the amount of companies that run through that place,
Hmm.
most of them are subcontractor model, and they do it for that reason, so they could lay off or not have to worry about finding work for their subs.
Yep.
What a lot of people do is they just sell the paint jobs, find the subs go do them. That's normal practice there. Here in Florida, it's not, because, well, in some cases it is, but mostly we work year round. So to
Yeah.
me, it's not a big deal keeping my team busy. So first you
Hmm.
got to identify what you want to do. Do you
Yeah.
want that culture? Do you want to be a part of the jobs? Do you want, because this is about you, man. This is what's going to wake you up in the morning. Do you just like selling a job and leaving and letting someone else do it? So let's start there. What are you trying to build?
I'd like to hire employees. Yeah, the subcontractor model just doesn't seem like something that I would want to do personally.
Cool.
Seems like kind of
Cool. It's turn and burn, it is. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
reality of it. And I think it's a great differentiator that you want to do employees up there, and that's good. I like it. I would do the same. So all right, so we want employees. So the first thing is the goal here is to really narrow down what you're going to specialize in. Are you going to do interior painting, or you want to dive into cabinets?
Interior probably, because I've done a little bit of cabinet work myself, but a lot more interior walls and trim. So
Okay.
I have
Are
confidence
you the
there.
type of person that would be interested in maybe exploring cabinets
Probably, yeah. Hmm.
and learning the process? So many resources, man. There's so many good people that hold like surf prep right in California. They hold workshops. There's so many people that are willing to share,
Yeah,
what how to properly do this. And bro, if you can figure that out and if you nail the system, just
yeah.
just write your own check, man. I mean, it's that easy. And we're talking about the right system, with the good stuff. So I mean, okay, so starting with interior painting is going to be key. What's the name of the company?
Cypress Painting Company.
Okay, you already changed the name and everything.
Yep.
Okay. Just quick checklist: logo, website, Google business listing, Facebook page, Instagram page.
Everything but a website.
We make websites, $500, and then you
Okay.
can. So I'll send you some information on that. It's $500, beautiful
Mhm.
website, and then it's 75 a month for hosting. Or you can just use someone else. But it's a WordPress website, really good. CRM,
Not yet.
not
No.
yet. Okay, you thinking of one?
I want to do a demo with Dripjobs for sure.
Cool. So we do the startup program. We'll give you 4 months of it for free.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that'd be cool.
so just mention that during the demo. So
Okay.
you got the CRM. Now let's talk about marketing.
Hmm.
Obviously, no one knows who you are. No one knows your name. Um, it's going to be cold, so knocking doors is probably out of the question. What is your thought in terms of getting out there? And I want you to tell me a little bit of what you've been doing in the handyman side that you felt was working, even though it was kind
Yeah.
of random.
So I built the handyman business on Yelp, but at the same time, I was creating my Google business profile, and I was able to change the name on my Google business and
You
keep all
kept
of
the
my
reviews.
reviews. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just opened up an Angie account this weekend,
Okay.
and I like basically burnt every resource for a review that I had, and I didn't realize I would need to get new reviews for Angie, so I'm kind of
Yep.
trying to do that
Yep.
right now.
All right, so let's just do a quick search. Boulder Painting Company. Like I said, man, capital of the world here over here in Boulder, man. There's a lot of painting
Yeah,
companies.
it's intimidating. I
Um,
think it's probably because you don't need a
no, I
license
don't
in
want you to make it
Colorado.
seem like that. Yeah, man, it's not that it's intimidating. It's just that, dude, there's just a lot. Like, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
like there's so many,
Hmm.
but there's more homeowners, So
Yeah.
Google's not going to win it for you if you want a fast start because you're nowhere to be found. So
Yeah.
we need someone to look into your Google and manage your Google at some point. I don't think that's the investment you need to make right now. I
Okay.
think what you did was smart. Let's get leads. Let's get practice at painting.
Yeah.
That's the trick. I mean, just start painting. At the end of the day, Google is great. Keep building that reviews, keep building on reviews, and then eventually, when you can afford it, hire someone to do all that Google stuff, get it optimized, and keep it working. I'm just assuming we're using startup capital right now, which is fine.
Hmm.
Facebook ads is the next move. Okay, let's get because Google takes a while, and that's the thing. Google's like that thing you work in the background, and then eventually it supersedes everything. So the best thing you can be doing is every single customer, dude. If there's one thing, like, don't consider a job complete until you get a Google review. This is an investment for Cypress Painting in 2026. So in
Right.
2026, you should be eyeing your competition and looking at who has the most reviews. And honestly, bro, it's not as bad as you'd think. I mean, besides like CertaPro, which they don't count. I'm talking about just like average companies. You're at the highest I'm looking at is 146, and he's not even optimized. He's just like, he's not paying anyone to run his Google. And this is what I did. I looked at the reviews. I'm like, okay, what is my goal? And I think your goal, you need 100. I know many people that started their painting business that got 100 in a year, and that's just by focusing on it. And you can
Yeah.
incentivize it, as long as it's genuine. $25 off your invoice if you leave us a review. Use Dripjobs, move them to complete, sends them the link, they leave the review. Obviously, do a good job. So that should be the focus. Got to get the most reviews, and it's not impossible. I've seen cities where like you have 4 that have over 200, and you're like, well, because reviews are what people, most people, it drives them to make the phone call. That's all you want.
Right. For
Okay.
sure.
All right, so that's out of the way. So Facebook ads, I have recommendations for that. I'll send them to you. You need to get you have Angie. So those are your direct leads. Those are the hungry people. They're ready to go. So you have an active and you need a passive. You need something that warms up the audience, warms up the market. So what's your goal here, man? Like, business aside, because I really like to know, like, what's the motivation here? Like, do you have a family? Do you want to be super successful? Do you come from poverty? Like, what is driving you here? Because this matters big time.
Yeah, so I come from poverty. Just found out I had my first child on the way. So that's kind of like kicking me in the butt to get this done.
Okay.
I chose to do this for a lot of reasons. One being I was just kind of tired of like I didn't go to college, so I had to kind of like work my way up in every single company that I worked for, doing construction work and then taking orders from people that I knew that I could do a better job at. So that's a big thing. And then
Okay.
another thing is like the time. I want to be able to make up my own schedule. I want to be able to pick up my kid from school when I need to,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
So that's two of the probably the big things. And then
Cool.
financially, of course, you know.
So the reason I ask that is you have some really strong whys. Usually strong whys do one thing for us, motivated individuals, is they allow us to supersede logic, take
Mhm.
risks, and do things that other people won't do because the reward is so great. And you name some really great rewards, right? Being free,
Yeah,
taking care of your kids, creating an environment for them that you didn't have when you grew up. All those things are wonderful. So it's going to require you to do some uncomfortable things. Now, if you want to win this game, you need to outwork everyone, right? There's a lot of these people that are established, they're not working as hard because people get complacent, right? So
yeah,
ultimately, it's going to require you to do a few things. Number one, capitalize on every opportunity. That's number one. Every opportunity, like capitalize. And that means if you get a lead, every day that lead is in your pipeline, you need to be calling them. That's like an example of capitalizing. If you do a proposal, sitting there and learning the process of closing a job on the spot, getting the information that you need to convert that customer, and what that does is it just further pushes your business into the right direction. That's number two. Number three, in terms of capitalizing, really is just making sure that you understand that every job gets you one step closer to where you want to be, which is free. So this requires you to do some things that might be uncomfortable right now when you start because you haven't done this. Right now, you should be putting out ads for hiring. Okay, even though you
yeah.
don't have jobs. Do you have any jobs? I didn't ask that. Do you have any paint jobs lined up?
I've got people still blowing me up for the handyman stuff, but
Okay,
nothing for the painting. I got one lead on Angie so far, and I didn't get any
good.
responses from them.
Awesome. So when someone calls you for a handyman, which did you change is first of all, is the business phone number your personal phone number?
No, I got a separate phone.
Thank God. All right.
Yeah.
So if anyone calls you for the handyman stuff, the way you respond to that is, hey, we've narrowed down our services. We're only offering interior and exterior painting.
Okay.
Is there any painting that you would like done? These are free leads. These are people,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
people that just might need painting. Right.
Hmm.
So, hey, we're only offering painting right now. We've kind of narrowed down our services. Don't take anything else.
Cut it off.
I mean, unless there's no food in the pantry. I understand that,
Right.
but like I
Yeah.
doubt you're in that position. So that's number one. Don't waste those phone calls and don't ignore them because you might be ignoring them because you're like, I'm done with that. You know what I'm saying? Just
Right.
use that as an opportunity to advertise. It's like, hey, someone found my number. Boom. Hey, we've narrowed down our services. Interior and exterior painting. Second thing is again hiring. So what you need to do is like understand that you're gonna find a job. So reality is that people want things done. It's just a matter of how motivated you are to do it. Now, personal assessment wise, I know for a fact I don't work as hard as I would if someone's not counting on me, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
personally, would just be honest, right? If
For
someone
sure.
has bought into you and they're a good applicant, which is like finding gold, right? You're going to do things that you're not even thinking about doing now just to make sure they have work. So I need you to go into it with the mindset of like you are there to serve your team and make
Hmm.
sure they have work.
Yeah.
Okay. You should not really be doing the work only if you have to just to get going.
Yeah.
Right. So that's different for you as a handyman, right? Big
Yeah.
shift, huh?
Big shift.
So you want to learn the process, you want to plan your escape. The first thing you do when you hire is you got to know what the expectations of what you're looking for is, right? So ultimately, if you know that your goal is to get away, when you hire, you should be looking for someone that's going to replace you as a crew lead, as a manager, right?
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah.
great you had the handyman experience because you realize that what's really important is communication to the customer,
Yeah.
you know,
For
like making them feel comfortable in their own home, right?
Mhm.
And you can
Yep.
see how people act. So you got so much information that you're going to utilize in this that actually puts you a leg up than if you just went right into it. Because now you understand, like, okay, when I'm
Yeah.
interviewing this guy, how would he make me feel if he were in a scenario that I remember I was in and I had to handle it a certain way,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. It
Okay.
makes a lot of sense.
You know what I'm saying? So when you go
Hmm.
into it, we're looking for a manager. And the reason I say you want to do that now is because, I mean, I don't know if you've dated, but it took a long time for me to find my wife. You know what I'm saying? It was,
Yeah.
you got to know what you don't want, what you do. You know, so it's like you gotta really understand
Yeah.
that. Like, first you need to learn the skills of putting out an ad. So you kind of need to become a marketer. Does that make sense? Like, you
Yep.
really have to understand that concept.
Hmm.
I have resources on that. Did I give you my hiring course last time we spoke?
Yeah. Yeah. I got to pull it
Okay.
up on my
Pick
Instagram.
that up again. I'll resend you the link. But ultimately, just give you a framework to say, hey, this is what you should look for. But you need to get the ad out because you need practice knowing what to look for, right? So when you
Okay.
get applicants, everything's just going to bombard you at one time, and it's just going to be a list of names.
Yeah.
One name in that list could change your life, right? Because if it's a great applicant and they take the load off and the pressure off, that's your ticket to freedom. But how do we figure out who that is? We're not going to give everyone an interview. We know that if you get 30 applicants, you're not going to do 30 interviews. Of course
Right.
not. So you do your own. If you don't have a strategy for filtering out applicants, then you're going to come up with your own strategy, and it's probably just based off of, in some cases, being honest, just what you see there, which isn't good enough. So you need to
Yeah.
have some strategic questions that you add into that form,
Hmm.
okay, that just get you to see who you're hiring, right? One of my questions is, why do you want this job? That'll tell you everything you need to know about taking them to the next step, okay? So you have some stages with hiring that could take a month, right, to find the right fit. So it's first putting out the ad, letting a week happen and getting applicants to come in. Once that happens, then you have to learn how to do a phone interview and
Yeah.
decipher who you're going to do a phone interview with. Then the fourth stage is actually doing an in-person interview. Fifth stage is hiring them. So this could be a 30-day process, which gives you plenty of time to find a job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For
Now,
sure.
before this conversation, was that your thought process, or were you planning on actually doing the work?
Yeah. Plan on doing the work because I'm thinking like I can't get a good person hired on if I don't have the work. They're not going to want to come over on my side if I
That
don't have
that
it.
thought right there is the most common, and that's what's going to keep you small, and it's going to ruin your business, and then you're going to want to come back and figure this out again. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's risky. That's what I'm saying. That's why I preface this with, what is your motivation? What the heck are you doing this for? If you're just a college kid that just wants to make some money, doing something uncomfortable like risking bringing someone into a business that doesn't have any work is kind of risky, but there's a reward at the end of it, and you need to fight for that, right? So for me, it's like, brother, you got to get uncomfortable with the fact that you're going to hire somebody right now without work. And I call that faith. Okay. Don't know what you believe, but for me, it's faith. It's putting it out there before it happens, right? Because what that's going to do, it's going to create this pull. Your awareness level is going to shoot through the roof when it comes to opportunity, because you know that once you get a good applicant, you don't want to have to go to that guy and say, hey man, I don't got to work for you, man. I'm sorry. He's
Yeah.
gonna be like, dude, you lied, you know, right?
Right.
So how do we set up for a good employee? Because you got to get the foundation right. Gusto, you heard me say it.
Yep.
Okay. You got to get signed up with Gusto. Did you get that figured out?
Not yet.
All right, we need workers' comp. Workers' comp's tied into Gusto. So don't worry about workers' comp, because Gusto will facilitate you signing up for workers' comp. So those two things that are major that you need. Because what you want is, when you get this good applicant, you want to go into Gusto and you want to put in his email and hit the send button and let Gusto handle all the onboarding stuff. And then
Yeah.
he gets it and it's like, damn, this company's legit.
Hmm.
They don't need to
Yeah.
know you don't have jobs. You need to come in with the mindset that you're a franchise,
Hmm.
right? That's the mindset. And you're poised, calm, and collected because you have a plan. The only thing a franchise has that you don't have, if you guys both started your business in Boulder, Colorado today, is they have a plan and you don't. So I'm
Yeah.
helping you come up with your plan. So the
Right.
plan is right now is that you got to have that payroll ready. You got to have the CRM ready, get that website up, get all the foundation stuff done. At this point, it's an even playing field between you and every other contractor when it comes to aggressive marketing, which is using lead aggregators like Angie, right? Which is in Colorado. Sure
I didn't
people
know
know who
that.
they are there. Yeah, their home base is Colorado. And then the second part of this is using Facebook ads. Now, the last part I want to tell you, and then we'll dialogue a little bit. Is that to win Facebook ads, you could do one of two things. You could put a before and after up, and that's going to get some people interested. you don't even have before and afters, and interior before and afters kind of suck, right?
Yeah.
It's just like you can't even really tell. Like
Right.
sometimes I'll be in person and I'll take a picture of a room we did. And like, it doesn't even look good. I mean, it looks
Yeah.
cool, but it's not something I'm going to tell everyone about, right?
Right.
So the second way you could do this is getting on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Is that uncomfortable for you?
Yeah.
A little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, I would look at it like this. You have to understand that you only are talking to your customer when you do something like that. Okay. And you have to understand that what that's going to do is put you light years ahead of everyone else that's also uncomfortable with that. And
Yeah.
all you have to do is put yourself in a room. It doesn't even have to be a dang room you painted. And you
Right.
just do a nice little ad, right? You say something along the lines of, hey, my name's Byron. I'm proud owner, XYZ. Just want to let you know we're offering free estimates to get your house ready for the holidays. Please fill out the form below and we'll get you set up for a free estimate. Okay. So that was so easy. And all you got to do is stand like this, dude. You could be all, it don't matter what it's doing. It's just dropping the trust barrier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's going to be your differentiator if you want good results, which you deserve and you need to get, right? To
Yeah.
get to the goal of freedom for your kids. So at the end of the day, when you look at something like that and say, okay, what's more important? Freedom for my family, being able to pick up my kid at work, having employees that are thriving, and I'm running around each day, selling jobs, checking on jobs. I have applicants wanting to work for me, customers, I have repeat customers now. The uncomfortability of being on camera for a few videos that ultimately it's only my customer and I'm probably gonna do the same thing in their house. So again,
Right.
that's the shift that you need to make to win big,
Yeah.
because you can just follow the motions like everyone else. None of these people are doing that. Nobody wants to get on camera and do a little ad like that, you
Yeah.
know. But if you do, I can tell you the results that I've got doing it, man. I'll get on camera, easy.
Yeah.
When you
Well,
get the results, when you start seeing leads come in, like, oh my God, I saw your video. Like, that was really cool. Or like, I'll make
yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
I'm getting leads every day for $35 a lead,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
those same leads are 120 on Angie,
Mm-hmm.
but it's all because it's video. Have you seen any of my ads on Facebook?
Yeah, actually I did. Yeah. Yep.
Did you?
Yep.
Like Drip Jobs, probably?
I've seen your Dripjobs ad, but I want to say I saw one where you were standing in front of a house that you had just painted or something.
Yeah. Did you watch
Yeah.
it? Did you kind
Yeah.
of check it out? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that. Like, hey, just painted this house. Like, do you
Yeah.
know how many freaking leads I've gotten from that stupid little
Yeah.
video that, bro, I didn't care what no one thought. I was just like, let me just do this, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's for my customer, it's for my future. And like
Yeah.
anytime, like, dude, I'll just do it. So hopefully we nailed that, because I think if you can follow those steps, bro, put out the ad today with the mindset and prepare that you're gonna hire someone before you have a job, and then
Mm-hmm.
give yourself 30 days. Let's say start date for your painting company is November 15th, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be someone that wants a fresh paint job before
Given.
Thanksgiving,
Yeah. That's
you know?
genius. That's good. Yeah, that's
So
good.
that's what I'm saying. But you don't want to go in. It's all about it's all about the takeoff, right? Dude, every airline knows where they're going before they turn the engine on. So you
Right.
need to know this. You need to know, okay, am I going to be painting or am I a recruiter? You're a
Yeah.
recruiter. Am I going to be project managing, or are you fulfilling the role of a project manager until someone else can do it? Right. And if you just adopt that mindset, man, like you're going to make different decisions throughout the journey that you're on. And next thing you know, you have $1 million business.
Yeah. Cool.
Any
Sweet,
questions,
man.
man? Anything you want to hit on?
Yeah, I would like to talk a little bit more about the Angie stuff since I just got
Okay.
set up on it.
Okay.
First I would ask you about the reviews. When you're collecting reviews, are you collecting them on Angie's and Google or what? How do you do
Google.
that?
Oh, I have
Google.
so many on. I used to go heavy on Angie. I'd probably have 500 Google reviews if I didn't, but I used to use them as my only lead source. So for me, um, yeah, bro. I mean, you just want to try your best not to overwhelm your customer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But try to get both, because if you're getting leads from there, you want a good reputation on there. But I think once you get like 10 or 12 reviews on there, it's good enough to where people would feel
Yeah.
comfortable with you.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, with Dripjobs, what's going to happen is that lead's going to come into Dripjobs and it's going to send them a text message immediately. And in that text message, you could just start building value and building trust, right? Whatever you build as that automation will be what they experience, right? So the goal is that we get them off of Angie and into our flow, our workflow, our funnel, and that's going to be a strategic advantage,
Yeah.
because you're going to be the first one to be contacting those leads, generally speaking. So yeah, I mean, in terms of Angie though, just the goal here is to use them to get exposure, right? So let me
Yeah.
ask you this, in terms of what we call runway, how much money you got? And I'm just going to say over, under $5,000.
Over.
Okay. So you're pretty well set if you have to spend some money on leads.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's investment capital, man. You're in a good position. What about paint? How do you plan on handling that?
Sherwin-Williams, I've got a business credit card with like a year of no interest, so I'll probably use that
Beautiful.
too. Yeah,
Okay. Good. Awesome. So what's the limit on the credit card?
like 20 grand.
Beautiful. So you're set up
Yeah.
pretty nice. Like,
Yeah.
so I would finance all that paint, and you can have
Yeah.
there's actually a 60-day window where you have to pay them back. But I just use all
Sherman.
that as, yeah, I would just use all that as the only thing you should be spending money on right now is leads. If you have more leads than everyone, you win, right? At the end of the day,
Yeah.
if you're running 10 estimates, you're going to sell 2 of them just by breathing, I mean, unless you, to be honest with you, I mean, that's just this game that we're in, right? Just it's like
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you show up and you have a polo on and you show up on time, people will just pay if you
Right.
come across confident. How about your sales process? What's that look like?
I've listened to your podcast a lot, so I haven't got to actually go in and do a full painting estimate,
Sure.
but I'm
Yeah.
excited about it. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
I'm not really nervous about it
All
because
right. How about pricing? Are you worried about pricing?
yes, a lot. Yeah.
Okay. So let's price out a job right now. You're in a bedroom right there. Okay. Is it a
Yep.
bedroom, living room, kitchen?
I'm in a kitchen.
You're in a kitchen. Okay. So
Yep.
let's just say it's a bedroom, and the bedroom was 12 by 12. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's say I want my bedroom painted and it's 12 by 12. So the first thing you need to identify when it comes to pricing is time, right? How long is it going to take
Yeah.
someone else to do it, which in this case could just be you, right? If it's just
Mhm.
you. So, well, in order to do that, we need what we're painting. So we're doing the walls, ceiling, trim, doors, right? Each
Right.
of those entities take time.
Yeah.
Takes 12 by 12 ceiling, right? How long do you think it would take to roll out that ceiling?
Just roll it out, probably an hour.
Hour. How about walls? Paint the walls 2 coats.
3-4 hours.
3-4 hours. What about brushing the trim? Baseboard, door
Brushing the
frame,
trim, probably
2 window frames, baseboard, and door frames.
3-ish
3.
hours
So
probably.
4, 5, 6, 7, we're at 8 hours. And how about 3 doors, 2 closet doors, and a door to get out?
Probably another 3
2
hours or
hours.
so.
Let's say let's cap it off at 10. So that's
Yeah.
a 10-hour bedroom, right? So for one guy, it's 10 hours. For 2 guys, it should be what?
5.
Each.
Right.
Right. It would be 5 hours for the whole job. But
Yeah.
if they're each at 5 hours, right?
Right.
If it's 4 guys, how many hours?
2.5.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So, and you just generally came up with that because you could envision yourself painting it and you could see that it would take that long. Right. And that's how pricing works. And you just do that at scale. So that's kind of what we call production rate estimating, which you probably have heard. And all that really is identifying time and all the substrates that need to be. And we're just coming up with what we call a spread rate. Now, that's a little more advanced. What I would do is exactly what we just did and ballpark everything. I mean, the goal here is not to come up with perfect pricing. It's to build a relationship and get someone to trust you so they supersede their logical decision making of should I go with the cheapest? Right. We want to spend more time. The price is arbitrary. No one knows how, no one's ever accurate, right? No one's ever 100% when it comes to painting. So at the end of the day, don't think you're going to be. Just come close.
Exactly.
Don't overthink it. You should spend, I call it the 595. You hear me say that. 5% of the time should be coming up with the price. The rest of the time you're with that customer should be building the relationship, building trust, and then talking about why they should hire you. So at the end of the day, let's talk about the full house, right? So it's a 2,000 square foot house. You've been in many of those. You're a handyman. Okay. You've seen it all. You got ceilings. How many gallons of paint do you think you're going to use on ceilings?
On that house, probably 5 gallons of ceiling paint.
5 gallons? Okay. We need to work on paint spread, right? So it's going to be about 10.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So that's all right. So 10. And then we got walls. How many think you're going to use on the walls?
20.
Okay. 15 to 20. I'm okay with that. 2 coats, right?
Yeah.
So that's 25. And then trims about another 5. So let's say 2,000 square foot house, you're at 30 gallons of paint. Okay. Now, You got to find out what you're getting in terms of pricing on that paint. So what your next move should be, you should meet with your Sherwin-Williams rep and say you want to go over all your pricing. Okay. Whatever pricing they give you, tell them to knock it down by 15%. Or you're going to go to Benjamin Moore at the end of the day.
All
Be
right.
honest with you. All right.
Yeah.
So you should be using super paint inside as a good metric. I'm getting it for 29. Okay. So you should be looking at, anywhere between that, So I don't have the luxury of saying I'm going to go to Benjamin Moore here though. So
Yeah.
you might. I know they're up there.
Right. Yeah.
So paint, 30 gallons. All right, let's look at time, right? So time, 2,000 square foot house. You got to do all the ceilings. It's got furniture in there, right? Ceilings, walls, trim, doors. This is a big job. How much time?
Yeah. How much time for one guy?
For one guy.
Week and a half.
Week and a half. So that's 7 days work. Busting their butt, right?
Busting it. Yeah.
Busting their tail. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're the crew lead. So first we need to identify how much we're going to pay you, even though you're the owner, right? But you should be allocating a dollar amount to your role. So let's say, what would you pay a crew leader that knew all aspects of painting and could truly knock out that job in 7 days?
Hourly? Probably 35, $40 an hour.
And he deserves every bit of it, right?
Yeah. Right.
Right? He deserves every bit of it. Problem with that is if we only have one guy doing that, he won't last very long.
Yeah.
Okay. Because he's busting his tail. Okay. So the goal here is to identify how many team members do we want on the job. And this is where I get to my heavy point is you shouldn't just be looking for one person. You need to be building a team of two. And then you be that third person, right? So if we know that on this job, we're looking at 8 times 7, which is 56 hours of work, which is probably going to be even more. I mean, he's going to be dog tired. Your customer's going to get frustrated working with him, probably you, if it's just you. This is if you don't hire someone, right? You're going to be 8 days with a customer. You're going to be working during their dinner time, right? Their house can be a mess. You're going to be working at 8, 9 o'clock at night. Girl's going to be calling you. Are you coming home? And you're going to be thinking, this is worse than the handyman stuff. This is how serious this is, because you're going to quit if you don't do what I'm telling you to do by hiring a team. If you're going to take on the jobs that are worth taking on, which are the full repaints, you just want to do little bedrooms? No, you want those $10,000 full top to bottom repaints. That's what keeps your schedule full. That's what keeps you feeling like, damn, I love this business. Okay. But if you don't make this decision right now to have faith and hire before you're ready to hire with the expectancy that you're going to find jobs, then you're going to just keep doing this and you're going to get a job. You're going to be in the middle of it and you're like, I need help now. And then you're going to make a bad hiring decision because you're only hiring because you need help, not because you're planning, right? It's like finding someone that you marry just because you're bored, right?
Right.
So that's what we need to look at. So it's at 56 hours. Now, if we have another person there, we might get that job time down to 40 hours of work for each person, which I believe that's what it would really be. So 5 days worth of work, be honest, maybe 6 for 2 guys, okay? Busting their tail. They're each going to get 48 hours. Okay. So that means the total job time is 96 hours. Okay. So realistically, I think that one guy would take 2 weeks to paint that whole house.
Yeah, I agree. That's a lot of work.
So that's a lot of work, right? So I think if we had 2 guys on the job, now we're at 96 total hours of work. Okay. And what that does is it squeezes down the job time, but instead of having to pay one of these guys $35 to $40, now we can get to some more manageable costs of 25 to 30, which in your area, that's kind of the par of what people get paid from what I've heard, right? Because again, if you only hire one person and they're expected to do all that, they're going to want to get compensated for that. But what happens is if Joe is giving 100% effort on Monday, his effort's going to taper down to probably 25% on Friday. Okay, because he's exhausted. But if he only has to give 50% on Monday and all the way through the week because someone else is giving that 50%, then that's just how it works, right? So you would be that third person. And the goal here, if we just wrap all this up, man, the goal would be for you to get to a point where you are just feeling out your team members. This is going to take some time. You might go through a few team members. That's what I'm saying. I mean, this process of recruiting needs to start now if you're going to do it the way you need to do it to build a team. And you're going to go through a couple people, bro. You're going to go through, you're going to see, man, he's not showing up on time. You're going to deal with all this stuff, but you got to stick with it. You're going to deal with it. But that's why it's so important to hire now and learn the process, right? So the jobs are going to come to you. We're going to make sure that. So the last thing here is pricing. So in any case, we've identified the time, right? We identified the dollar amount. So let's say we're paying 2 people $25 an hour, right? Like we're going to use this as our par. 2 painters, $25 in each. That's $50 an hour. Okay. We identify that we're using 96 hours on this job, right? So we've just come up with a number to say, okay, I'm going to give these 2 guys, I'm going to give them 6 days of work to get this done. Okay. So that would mean that each person is going to get 48 hours worth of work paid. Okay. Multiply that by 2, it's 96. Multiply that by the 50. Actually, no, it's actually going to be the multiplied by the 25 because that's for each individual hour.
Yeah.
Okay. So your total cost for labor is only $2,400. And then we identify that it's going to be 30 gallons of paint. Right? 30 times 30 is 900. So 2,400 plus 900, your total cost for the shop is $3,300. So now, and this is the strategy that many people don't want to hear, but I'm going to tell you because this is for survival, because you're in survival mode right now. Right? So it's $3,300. If you know your costs ahead of time and you've already accounted for worst case scenario, right? Companies are coming in right now and bidding that for 8-9 grand because that's what they do. I do it. You know what I'm saying? I'll come in hot. Okay. But here you come and you're like, I'm not playing right now for profit because I got some money. I'm playing for the long term. I need to build my team. We need practice. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We got to go through some reps and I need to win jobs.
Yeah.
I would look at what is the least amount of money you could sell a job for the first 5 or 6 jobs. So if you know that your all-in cost, worst case scenario is $4 grand, would you be happy making $2,000 on a job that you didn't have to do anything on?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So then you should probably sell that job for $6 grand.
Yeah.
And the customer is going to be like, yeah, let's do it.
Right.
Because you seem like a stand-up guy. And you might even go as far as saying, I don't even want to deposit.
Yeah.
So a prove it deal is what they call it in the NFL, right? So
that's what I've been doing with the handyman stuff.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the mindset, is like you're in for the long game. Right now, the first stage is figuring all this stuff out. Second stage is understanding, dude, you're a startup. You are not an established business. You don't need to be making established business money. You need to get the foundation right. You need to understand lead acquisition. You need to understand the branding aspect. You need to understand the sales process. And if you can garnish all of this wonderful information and wisdom, guess what? In 2 to 3 years from now, you're going to be so thankful that you did it this way, because you're going to understand team. You're going to understand marketing. You're going to understand recruiting. You're going to understand process. But most people will sit on the sidelines, wait for their perfect price and not hire because they're afraid they're not going to get a job. You need to bet on yourself.
Yeah.
And that's going to be I'm going to name that the title of this one is Bet on Yourself.
There you go.
Byron, brother, is there anything else you want to hit on, man?
Oh man, that gives me a lot of stuff to work with, man. I appreciate it so much, dude.
Listen to this one again. I'll try to get it out.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah. I'm gonna yeah, it's definitely scary, man. But like you said, bet on yourself. That's what entrepreneurship's all about, right? Taking chances.
Yeah. Well, you already did it. Now just keep doing it. Don't stop betting on yourself. You're already in it. You're already screwed.
Right.
Might as well go down guns a-blazing.
That's exactly how I feel at this point, man. Back's against the wall. Let's figure this thing out, you know.
Yeah, so. Yeah. But now you have wisdom, right? Now you've been you already been in it. So I'll send you an email with a bunch of stuff when I get an opportunity.
Actually, one more thing. Of
course.
So I know you say that best for me to start with these Facebook ads. I already signed up for like a $300 a month with Angie's. I didn't realize it was like a contract deal. Is that wasted money, or
no, you want to do both. No, I definitely say you want both.
Okay.
100%. All right, sweet. Yeah, you need, like I said, you got, all right, real quick lesson on ads. Angie people, and have you went on Angie and submitted a request yet?
For myself? No.
Why not?
I haven't done it.
You don't even know what your people who are going to be hiring you are going through. You need to go through it and request a tree service estimate or something. Mm-hmm. So you can see what, number one, what people go through. So you know what when you get an Angie lead, you got to know what they went through so you can make them feel like you're on the other side of that, not like you're just like, oh, hello. You want to make sure that like, hey, when I get an Angie lead, I say, hey, we got your request, just touching base. I have Tuesday available. Does that work for you? And it's not like, hey, did you submit a request on Angie? Like, no, it's like, it's just a continuation. So they feel like I'm a part of their already, their journey. You know what I'm saying? Right. So Facebook is going to be different though, right? So these people aren't submitting information unless these people aren't seeking the service. They need to be persuaded as to why they should enter into the market of that service. That's the whole purpose of it, right? So these are two different platforms that people go to for two different reasons. People only go to Angie when they need something. People go to Facebook when they want to learn something or they want to be entertained. Right. Does that make sense? So if you are the marketer, you just need to have different messages for each one. Right. That's why I'm saying if you get on the camera and you say, hey, just so you know, I'm new in the area, or I just moved to the area and we're starting up our new painting business. We'd love an opportunity to give you a free estimate before the holidays. We got some great incentives and we have a great team. If you'd like a free estimate, drop it in the, fill out the form below. All right, sweet. You have more leads than you know what to do with. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the approach, brother. So, that's what I got for you, man. Byron, come back, man. Don't run away, man. I better see you next month.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much for
accountability. There better be a website. You better have Gusto. So I'm gonna ask. You better have Dripjobs. You better have Facebook ads going, and you better have hired at least one employee. Okay. I mean, if you get all that out of the way, it's just all it is at that point is selling jobs, right? And then you'll learn all the other stuff as you go. Yep. Cool, man. Hopefully we'll see you at the expo, man. We got a PCA expo happening in Orlando this year. So
when's that?
March 1st. Sweet. Yeah, that's the painting contractors expo, man. So maybe we can make it down.
Baby's due March 14th, so I don't know, but I would love to.
No, all right, then don't risk it. Don't risk it. We'll see you at the next one. All right, brother.
All right. Good luck. Thank you so much, Tanner.
See you.
Take care, dude.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks so much for listening to the Contractor Secrets podcast. So I don't really advertise on this and I don't ask for much. You guys know that. But what I would ask of you is to give Dripjobs a try. So if you don't know what Dripjobs is, it'd be hard for that to be a thing. But if you don't know what Dripjobs is, it is the software that you need to power your business, to automate things that you're either wanting to do and not doing, or currently doing and just not doing to the standard of which you want to be doing it. And that's where software comes in. I have spent the last 3 years of my life with my team building out this software. And hopefully by now you've heard about it. And maybe you know of a friend that's using it, or maybe you are feeling confident just by hearing it on this podcast. So my big ask for you, if you're getting something out of what I put out, some of the value that you're getting from this podcast, is to just go to dripjobs.com and schedule a free demo with my team. That's it. That's all I want you to do. Just do a demo. I want you to be aware of what features we have and how it can help build your business. Now, some people that I've spoken to say they're not quite ready for Dripjobs. Maybe they feel as though they're too small or it's not in the budget. First of all, everyone's ready for Dripjobs. You need the features that are in this software to manage a business, whether that's creating proposals, invoices, change orders, work orders. It doesn't matter if you are a one-man operation or you run a crew of 25 people. Dripjobs is going to be the app for you. Second thing is it out of budget? Don't worry about that right now. We offer an extended trial if you sign up on the day of the demo that can give you a kickstart to get going. The goal of Dripjobs is to make you money within the first 30 days. This could be capitalizing on a lead that you got, or even helping you upsell work with the optional item feature. So many things here. Again, the big ask that I have as a listener of this podcast, if you have not done a demo with us, please do so. And check out what we're building. We continuously update this thing. And I'd love for you to be a part of that. I'd love to see if it can impact your business. And that is my goal. So thanks for listening to this podcast. Hope you take me up on that offer. Get to dripjobs.com, do a free demo with our team, and see what all the hype is about.